day. Heard a call from the other way that I just came from.
Hey, so your name Tati, back again with another video. In today's video, we will be doing The Flash Season 4, Episode 14. 14. Yeah, and before I get started, I want to say that I am extremely excited for episode 15 and 16. Like, they look extremely good. This episode was it wasn't really all that, but I know that I haven't done a review live where you guys can see my face review for The Flash. So I decided to do it anyway, just for you guys, and it was okay. I liked the metahuman for episode 14. I thought she was tight. I thought she was different from all the things that they've done before. Yeah, so I thought that she was cool. Overall, the episode wasn't all that, but I think they will definitely redeem themselves with episode 15 and 16. So it starts off with Barry. He going into work and he think he getting his job back because Ralph pretended to be DeVoe and was like, "Oh, I'm alive. I'm very much alive, Judge." And so Barry came into the office. He came into his CCPD like he had a job, and he just walked in like, "Ah!" And they were all looking at him like, "Bro, why are you here? Like, you need to be fired." Or whatever. And so we found out that the mayor is actually the person behind Barry not getting his job back. Singh wants him to work there. I still low-key think that Singh knows that Barry is the Flash. Just, you know, I just think that he does. And then on top of that, where was Joe? Even though Joe wasn't in this whole episode, I feel like Joe should at least been in that part. Like, you know, where was Joe? Where was he? So we're in Star Labs now, and Cisco, so we're in Star Labs now, and they are trying to find the metahuman of the week. So far, DeVoe has 5. Yeah, I think he has 5 bus metas inside of him. Yeah, and Izzy, she makes 6. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she makes 6 metahumans. But yeah, they're looking for the metahuman of the week, and Cisco finally gets to use his powers. It seemed like he haven't used his powers in a minute. Like, I think he hasn't used his powers since the Trickster. Yeah, the Trickster came, and that was like, I don't even think I reviewed that episode when the Trickster. No, I did. So yeah, Cisco hasn't been using his powers. Caitlin either. But yeah, Cisco finally uses his powers, and he vibes her. Whatever. She's a country singer. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so we about to watch the scene. Why am I up so close? So we're about to watch the first scene with getting to meet the metahuman of the week.
Stand on the bar, stomp your feet, start clapping. Got a real good feeling something bad about to happen.
She was tight. I don't care. She was tight and she was different. And I just loved her character.
But I got so nervous, had to back it on up. Couldn't make it to the surface. I grabbed all the...
And you know, one thing, like, it kind of makes me miss all the metahumans. Like, I, like, have so many of, like, what's her name? Hazard is my favorite. She was my favorite. The brain guy, I liked him too. Who else did I like? I think that was it. Everybody else could go kick rocks. I think that was it. But yeah. She so far is my favorite DeVoe. Her name is Sugar. I want to call her Sugarland, but that's probably not her name. But I know that her first name is Sugar, and I was like, oh my god, she looks so sweet. No wonder why her mama named her Sugar. Yeah, so DeVoe is collapsing. What I don't understand, he collapsed right here. But what I don't understand is, shouldn't he have known that his body would have been this physical body that he's in would have been drained by the dark matter? Like, he's supposed to be kind of all-knowing. Like, he's the thinker. He's the fastest brain alive, you know? So I would think that he would know that. And he keep yelling at her. If you notice, when he was himself and when he was Dominic, he never yelled at Marsla. He never yelled at her. But for some reason, since he's this girl, she, like, I don't want to say, like, I don't want to be like, oh, well, maybe DeVoe gets some, like, a little of the characteristics from the people that he snatched their, he's snatching their powers, or he's snatching their whole soul, because Hazard, she was a friendly person. So I don't know why he being mean to her. He wasn't mean to her before, and she getting tired of him. She is so tired of him. Her. She is so tired of him. And it's funny because there was an interview. I don't know who did the interview, don't ask me, but Kim, the woman who plays Marsla, Miss DeVoe, she did an interview, and they go ask her, so do you think that the DeVoes be doing it? I was like, why would you ask her that question? This is a child-friendly show, okay? Kids be watching this, don't ask her that. And she was like, yeah, definitely, I definitely think they do. I was like, why? Don't say it if you ain't gonna do it, okay? Don't speak it into existence if you ain't gonna do it, okay? Let's carry on. So, Barry and Ralph end up going to Izzy, and they like, girl, you need to come with us, blah, 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 blah. And she end up blasting them. No, I'm gonna say it. I was gonna wait, but I'm gonna say it because I'm pretty sure people that are watching my review have already watched the episode. So, the thing about it is that didn't make sense to me was, okay, when we first met Izzy the character, she didn't have a violin or any type of weapon in her hand when she blasted Barry and Ralph or when she blasted DeVoe. But for some reason, it seemed like now that she had the violin, it seemed like she couldn't use her powers without it. It was so stupid to me. It was like, why couldn't she just blast it like she's been doing since she's had her powers? Why does she all of a sudden need the violin to do it? Like, that was just so stupid to me. I don't know. Maybe she forgot or something. Yeah, and so Harry and Cecile, I absolutely loved them this entire episode. I thought, Harry has never been my favorite character. Let's just be real. I was so much of an HR fan. Like, I was just here for HR. I love Tom Cavanaugh's, I love every character he does, but Harry was not, he was my least favorite. My favorite is Reverse Flash and HR. But I felt that Harry was pretty funny this episode. Cecile, we got to see Cecile, have a little funny bone or whatever. And I still don't understand why she's pregnant. I don't know what they doing with that. I'm confused. They don't need to be having children on this show. To me, they just don't need to be having children on this show so soon. Like, hey, it's only the 4th season. There does not need to be no babies on this show yet. Like, wait till like season 6, because I'm pretty sure, because The Flash is already renewed to season 5, so I'm pretty sure the show is gonna continue to go on as long as, the CW has the show. You know what I'm saying? Because CW doesn't really cancel shows like Vampire Diaries. The CW didn't cancel the Vampire Diaries. They just didn't want to do it anymore. The actors was like, oh, I'm tired. I want to do something else. That's what happened. Same with Smallville. CW didn't cancel Smallville. And CW hardly cancels their shows. And the reason I say this is because you know when they cancel the show because the show genuinely sucks. Like that, what's the 100 Days of Summer? Nobody was watching that, so they just got rid of it. And nobody even noticed either. But yeah, I feel like, why is Cecile pregnant? Even though she's so cute pregnant, it don't make no sense. They just gonna have to spin it the right way. They need to spin it, and they gotta spin it right, because I'm still confused. Okay, so Ralph, Cisco, and Barry ended up going to get Izzy because she being stubborn right now. She ain't listening. So they going to go get her, and she like, oh, why should I trust you, blah, blah. No, that ain't even right. I'm confused. I'm mixing up stuff. No, they end up going to get the girl Izzy or whatever, and DeVoe shows up. Now, Izzy ended up blasting DeVoe with her little chest. She like, and her chest said, "Pew," and hit DeVoe, and DeVoe was like, oh my God, I'm so weak. And, Barry had an epiphany. He was like, ooh, maybe she could stop DeVoe, like how I thought Wally could stop Savitar. And, no shade. But What didn't make sense to me was like maybe Iris was saying when Izzy was training in the episode, maybe it was good luck, and maybe it was just like a one-time thing. And I do believe that it was a one-time thing that she was able to blast DeVoe. I think that she caught DeVoe off guard because DeVoe was Marsla was saying how this particular metahuman was not ready yet, and they should go and find another one. So I think DeVoe underestimated Izzy. Same with Jesse and Savitar. When Jesse stabbed Savitar and everybody found out that he was actually human, I thought that was a stroke of luck because it was like, girl, Barry is way better than Jesse and he was getting his ass beat. So, you know, I think it was just a stroke of luck type of thing. Okay, so they go back to Star Labs after getting Izzy. They scanning her, checking her out, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, oh my God, you know, typical, oh my God, how can I trust you guys? Like, I don't even know who y'all is. And Barry like, okay, I'm sick of this. And he take off his mask. He was like, I'm sick of this shit. And he take off his mask. And, you know, Iris like, Flash, like, what are you doing? And, you know, because Barry he was so hell-bent of not telling his identity just a month ago. Now he like, I don't care, girl, come on, girl, we trying to save your life. I can see where Barry was coming from. Now I can, but when I watched the episode, I was like, Barry, what the hell is you doing, bro? But now looking back on it, I can understand why he was doing it, because he was running out of time and she was taking too long. So I would have did it too. He was losing patience with her. I was losing patience with her. Do it. Show your face. And so Ralph ends up giving the girl a pep talk, blah, blah, blah. It was stupid. I didn't understand that, whatever. What I don't understand is Ralph's character is getting a lot of screen time. I now understand why he's getting a lot of screen time is because he is a bus meta. He is one of the good bus metas. He's only one. He's the only good bus meta that's came out of the buses. And so they have to really pay attention to him more, and I think that the writers are definitely doing a better job at focusing in on the characters that weren't in the previous seasons, you know, because you see how they did with Julian. Julian could easily be written in two, Julian could easily been written out of the entire series of The Flash. They've done it. They already did it. Jesse easily been written out of the series of The Flash. But I feel like what they're trying to do with Ralph is totally different. They're constantly putting Ralph in our face. Constantly. We like him, we don't like him. We like him, we like him. We don't like him. Ralph is like 50-50 with people. I think he's okay. He can be annoying sometimes, but he was annoying this episode. Last episode, he was cool. This episode, he was annoying because it was like he was falling in love with the girl, but I don't think that was the intent for us to understand. That's just how I took it, and a lot of other people took it, that he was falling in love with the girl in a span of 6 hours. Like he just liked her. She was cheesing at him. He was cheesing at her. He looked like an Abercrombie and Fitch model. She looked like Miss America. I was just like, what is going on? Like, what is going on here? But what I think that the writers were trying to do is him realizing that, you know, he has a slim chance of winning and staying alive if DeVoe does capture Izzy. I think that that's what they were trying to do by making him care for her. But it just kind of came off more. It just kind of came off more of him trying to fall in love with her, him trying to like her, him trying to court her, him trying to protect her. You know, it just kind of, it was a different vibe. It was more like, oh, I'm trying to pursue her rather than I'm just trying to protect her because I don't want her fate to be my fate. You know what I'm saying? It's getting super dark. Okay, let me do this video real quick. Okay, so we're about to watch the video with the DeVoes.
Subject 9's sonic powers accelerated the deterioration of your internal organs.
She merely disrupted my atrial flutter and bradycardia. This body is nearly drained anyway. Its palliation is a waste of time.
I need these biometric scans to fully assess your ailment.
Her hair be slick to
Work
capacity.
faster.
I'm doing.
Why did she be so mean to him? I mean, to her.
Sit.
couldn't idly stand by and watch you be injured. Your plan was failing. Is it possible that the repeated transference has affected your cognitive functioning?
There is nothing wrong with my mind.
Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of my bitch face. Putting your fucking sugar ass breath in her face and shit. If you don't get the fuck out of her face. That just made me mad. Marsla is getting tired of him. You know what? I don't know. Okay, so I don't know what that was. Okay, so at first I thought this season was gonna be about DeVoe versus the Flash. Then I found out that DeVoe could care less about Barry being the Flash. I think he cares more about Barry in general than him being the Flash. That's what it seemed like. Then it seemed like, oh, this is gonna be like a dynamic duo type of thing. It's gonna be Barry and Iris versus the DeVoes. That's why the West Island wedding was so rushed, and you know, we didn't really get a wedding, but hopefully, you know, they renew their vows or whatever, blah blah blah. We can get them say, I do, babe. But you know, then I thought it was gonna be a dynamic duo type of thing. But now I'm starting to second guess that too, and I don't know where the storyline is kind of going in a sense, because okay, obviously he want to be the big bad of something. He want to educate the world on something. He want to do something when it comes to the world. Obviously, that's clear. But I don't know why or what he's doing, you know. And I feel like couples are gonna argue, right? Couples gonna argue, except for Barry and Iris. But couples are gonna argue. But I would think that the DeVoes would be so knit tight because they've been together longer than Barry and Iris romantically. And you know, because they were talking about, yeah, when we first met in the 90s or in 1990 something. So I was like, oh, they've been together a minute. But I would think that the writers would kind of make Barry and Iris struggle in their relationship when it came to defeating DeVoe rather than it being the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Because
Barry and Iris' relationship does not reflect their home life does not what the hell am I trying to say?
Their home life is at home. Their work life is at work. They never bring they home to work, and they never bring well, I don't know if they do that because we don't see them like that at their house no more. But you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like Marsla is getting tired of him, which is typical, and she's gonna end up betraying him, which is typical again. And I just don't want the season to end like that. I hope it's like, you know, they twist it and spin it the right way, because I do not want Marsla to betray her husband. Just typical, you know. So hopefully, you know, the season continues to get better and we actually understand what's going on. So Harry and Cecile end up arguing because Cecile mad because the thing that he gave her is 10 pounds and it really is 10 pounds, and he started yelling at a pregnant lady. I'm like, why are you yelling at her? She pregnant. You can't yell at a pregnant lady. It was funny, but whatever. I don't feel like watching it. So now we're about to watch Barry and Iris, blah, blah, blah. Look at that wedding ring, just as glistening, just shining. They should have gave him a gold one, because gold make people's skin pop, you know?
I think he might really like her.
Well, shouldn't be bothering her at all. I mean, she needs to stay focused.
Izzy might be scrappy, but, you know, it's her first day training and power she's had for a little while.
I know.
Barry, don't you think you're being a little hard on her?
No, I'm trying to teach her how to protect herself.
No, it seems like you're trying to turn her into a hero. And that path just isn't meant for everyone, Barry. I mean,
and it was funny
Izzy's
because everybody was calling Barry
she's not
like
going
the
to if I don't push her.
Everybody was
You
calling,
think this is the only way to
everybody
fight
on Twitter was
DeVoe?
calling him the soccer
It's
mom. You
not
ever
just
seen
about
the mom or the father that
Iron
very
Iris.
heavily
I saw
into
up close
their
what DeVoe
children
did
when they do
to Becky,
sports?
to all
They
of
was like,
them.
oh, Don
I
and
couldn't do
Donovan,
anything
you
except
better watch out because your daddy is a
stand
soccer
and
mom.
watch
He
it
gonna be
happen.
hard on y'all. I don't think that he
Most
will.
ruthless.
He probably will.
He's
I
not
don't
going
know.
to stop
Down
until he's
that
taken her
line, like
powers
season
and her
8.
life.
We'll get into that.
He's not going to go easy on her, so neither can I.
I am so sorry that you had experienced that. But Barry, we can't be ruthless like DeVoe. He is willing to sacrifice anyone and anything. Just remember that the next time you're pushing too hard, okay? You of all people know that heroes aren't made overnight.
So cute. Oh my God. We haven't seen that in a minute. Let's just be real. We have seen, honestly, we have seen Ralph. I think we've seen Ralph more than we've seen Wes Allen. Like let me say this. Because people gonna be like, that's a lie because Wes Allen is in every episode. But I mean like an intimate moment to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like where they're not talking about, even though they were talking about DeVoe right there, I think that was just more of an encouraging moment than it was of them discussing the metahuman and DeVoe, you know. And we haven't gotten that aspect since probably the crossover. No, I'm lying. Since probably after they came back. No. It was a couple of moments that were more than like 2 minutes. It was when Barry was in prison and they did the little hand thing. Held my hand. That, and then there hasn't been nothing after that until now. So that was like episode 9. That was like episode 10, 11. I don't know.
Initially, I envisioned the mental activity dampener as just disrupting inbound brainwave broadcasts. But I talked to DA Cecile Horton, and we had.
Oh, look at Caitlin. Caitlin look cute with her leather shirt.
As well, so we
could use this against DeVoe.
We could use this against DeVoe.
That's brilliant. I'm totally on board. Except mental activity dampener.
Ramon, the name's no good, which is why, drum roll, please, I've decided to rename this the Cerebral Inhibitor.
This is where we came up with the Cerebral Inhibitor to use against.
You know what? I think that Savitar said that because he knew that they already won. He already knew that they won. So I think that he said that purposely because he knew that Barry was gonna think that was gonna work. Everybody and their mama could have told you that Cerebral wasn't gonna work the first time. Nothing ever works the first time, baby. Nothing. Like, I could have, and they got their hopes up so high, and I was just like, why is they getting their hopes up high like it's gonna work? Like, do you not know the Flash writers? Like, nothing they do the first time works.
Except that we don't. Izzy's gone.
What? What happened?
Like,
What did you say to her?
Me?
Yeah.
Rookie Home Slice hit the road because of you. She's convinced she can take on DeVoe by herself. That's what
she's gonna do. You know what, Ralph? I don't understand.
DeVoe gets to her before we do.
That cannot happen.
But,
Cisco, you gotta use your ESPN and find out where she is.
Just give me that.
ESPN, ain't that a sports channel? Okay, I don't care about this. We already know what's gonna happen. Okay, so they go to the little crime scene, Ralph and Barry, and the Cerebral Inhibitor don't work, blah, 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 like we already knew it was gonna happen. And then DeVoe, he bring out his claw and he take Izzy, whatever, and now DeVoe took over her body. And you know, my thought is, you know, when I first started doing the review when the Bus Metas came about was, okay, this is not the last time we're gonna see them. I remember saying that in probably like episode, when the Bus Metas came, episode 3, I think was Kilgore. No, yeah. Episode 2 was Kilgore, and I remember saying, like, I feel like this isn't the last we're gonna see of these characters, and I still kind of feel that way because I'm like, they probably aren't dead, but then again, they probably are dead because DeVoe killed the warden, and Marsla was upset. She was like, that wasn't in the plan, and he was like, well, I don't care. So I'm thinking like, well, if she was so upset that he killed the warden, shouldn't she have been upset that he was killing people that just so happened to have powers too? Like, you know, even though the warden was a bad person, all those bus metas besides Hazard, Izzy, them two was bad. So I'm a little confused. They probably are dead. I don't know. They probably either are dead or he probably just captured their soul and just putting their body. Oh, Dominic wasn't bad. And the Weeper putting their bodies in the little cell. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe they're dead. Maybe they aren't dead. I don't know. Do I feel like no? Okay, I skipped the scene, but whatever. Izzy was training. And Barry was pushing her too hard and she ended up cutting herself. Barry and Iris was talking, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so we about to watch this little scene. Yeah, let's go. With Barry and Iris.
How's Ralph?
Not great.
This shouldn't have happened. DeVoe wasn't supposed to walk away from this.
Yeah, well, he did. Because of me.
They all tried to protect her.
I built the inhibitors now. If it failed, it's my fault. I don't even know why. Maybe I overestimated the microcombustion infrastructure, or maybe I underestimated the amount of time between each synapse router.
Maybe it didn't malfunction at all.
Guys, Savitar said that we would use the cerebral inhibitor against DeVoe.
Yeah, he didn't say it was gonna work.
No, it didn't work, because I'm not smart enough to make it work.
Harry, where are you going?
Out.
Guys, we have to find DeVoe again.
How? Cisco tracked down DeVoe in his 5 state and he almost got himself killed.
Actually, we might have a different way of pinpointing him.
Now I
Check this out. Space.
I didn't understand this. What is
Final
this?
frontier. Now you see it?
Maybe because I didn't pay attention.
That's
to it. I didn't
exactly what it
understand
looks
this
like when DeVoe disappears.
That is the warping signature of someone moving into a pocket dimension.
Does someone want to explain what that means?
Einstein postulated that it was theoretically possible for a region-specific fold in the space-time to exist between the 4 dimensions that we typically think of.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
It's another dimension, one that you can enter or exit at any location.
So it's not another Earth, it's another dimension. But how is that possible? And they're both in it. Okay. And him and Marsla are both in it. And maybe the bus metas. Why Caitlyn always gotta check on somebody? That's making me mad now. But I'll talk about this later because this scene was cute.
I can't rush this.
It's gonna be a little hard for a speedster.
Especially an unemployed speedster.
Don't worry, you're gonna find something.
And until then.
You can start by kissing.
Oh my god. She's so nasty. She's so nasty. But yeah, Barry still gets paid. He wasn't fired. It was a leave of absence. My sister told me that it's a difference between when you're fired and a leave of absence. You still get paid when it's a leave of absence. So Barry he probably makes $30-$35.40 an hour. Okay, and he probably worked 40 hours a week. Okay, so he's still getting a steady paycheck to keep his lights on and the gas on. All right. Even though I don't believe that Barry and Iris still live in the loft. If I was Barry and Iris, I would not step foot back in there. I would get my deposit back and be like, hey, we ain't gonna live there no more because somebody died in that apartment. Okay, there's some bad memories in that apartment. So hopefully they get another little cute little apartment, little house. They go live with Joe or something because no, I'm not here for it. Cause every time he look over there by that little windowsill, he gonna have flashbacks of DeVoe cricket ass body laying right there. You see what I'm saying? So Harry went to go get some coffee because he's stressed out and he upset because the cerebral and blah 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 didn't work. And then Cecile comes, you know, because they besties now, and she's like, oh my god, I'm reading your mind. You should call her, you know. So obviously we know that Jesse's gonna be in the next week's. She's gonna be in actually this week's episode of The Flash. So it's good to see Jessie. She wasn't my favorite, but it's good to see her. You know, blah, blah, blah. So now we're about to watch the last scene with the DeVoes, the new and improved Mr. DeVoe. And he was making fun of her because she didn't know how to play the violin right. So now he like, now this is how you play it.
That was beautiful.
And a welcome change from the derivative pablum this body subjected us to before.
Our plan is back on schedule.
There was no hesitation. There was no hesitation like before with Dominic or Hazard. This time, I guess she getting comfortable. I don't know. So does he feel like a woman, or, you know? It looked like they all right. It looked like they are fine. It looks like they are doing well in their relationship, even though like 15 minutes ago they was just arguing. So, well, he was yelling at her. She don't argue with him. But it seemed like, oh, babe, you went from 5'1", you like 5'7" now, babe. You like 5'8" now, babe. So you know, we the same height now, so I could deal with that. I could get with that, you know. I don't know. It just seemed like Marsla was becoming more okay since he switched bodies now. I don't know what they're gonna do with this season. I don't know where the season. I'm honestly, this is the most lost I've been since watching The Flash. I wasn't really lost with Savitar with the season 3 because we already knew Iris was gonna die, Savitar is buried, blah, blah, blah. We already knew that. But I'm really lost because I don't know what DeVoe's plan is. And I feel like a lot of people are lost watching it this season. Not saying that season 4 isn't good. I'm just saying that I am confused. And I think the reason why I'm confused and a lot of other people are confused is because DeVoe was revealed so early in the season and we still kind of don't know a lot about him. We just know that he's the fastest thinker alive, and he's supposed to be the smartest man possible. But yet he's kind of lacking in that area because Marsla has to keep reminding him, oh, your energy and dark matter, da, da, da. But isn't he supposed to already know that? So I don't really understand what his deal is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but overall, okay episode. I'm pretty sure episode 15 and 16 will both be great. I've just started a podcast called The Beard and Afro. So we do those randomly. They typically is gonna those videos, well, those podcasts will come out on Mondays. I'll leave the link to the podcast station down below. But those videos typically come out on Mondays, but sometimes we'll just sporadically put them out, like if it's, you know, a different show or a different topic. Now on the podcast is different. When I do videos where you guys actually see me, it's most likely gonna be about The Flash or like a funny video or something. But when it's the podcast and it's just audio, it's mainly gonna be about DC, Marvel, probably wrestling, probably new TV shows out, shows like Insecure Atlanta, you know, stuff like that. You know, The Good Doctor. I wanted to do The Good Doctor. I wanted to do Black Lightning. So stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it's a little dark in here, but just, you know, I can't help the weather. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, Man Crush Monday, Woman Crush Wednesday.